Alright, hey, what's up guys? It's Wolf here for another video. I just want to get as much practice in as I can. I feel like it's starting to become something that I really enjoy, to just to just talk to the camera and share my journey. It's like whenever I find out a new YouTube channel that I really resonate with, or that is sharing a message that I care about, or that I feel like the information is really relevant to my current situation, I tend to scroll down the timeline and see what they have kind of like uploaded and before, and what they have gone through. And usually what I noticed is that it's usually a very long process. Like, they have been uploading videos for a long time on a consistent basis, and this is actually what makes it so interesting, right? Because they are actually documenting their journey. They are documenting what they're going through. So if you're watching a video of yourself maybe 2-3 years down the road, back in the past, then and you watch a video that you create like today, they might be so different, or they might convey the same message, but your understanding of the message will be totally different. Like I said in my previous video, the way you can really know something, like the same words, the same wisdom can be such a different wisdom depending on the place you're in and the experiences you've had in your life. So that is something that I find very interesting, and I kind of want to get into myself. You know, I just want to document my journey and allow other people to follow along, and to maybe tap into my trajectory when they are maybe somewhere a little bit behind, or maybe even ahead. Different perspectives, different ideas, different experiences, they can all make you a more complete human being. They can, like for me personally, I love to talk to people just in general. I think that every person on this planet knows something or has done something that I can learn from, and I'm super curious to find out about those things. Like really, if I'm talking to you, and immediately I would like to figure out what you're about, what are the things that are keeping you busy, what is some things that you have interesting ideas on, or you know, some knowledge that maybe someone else would never think of, like a piece of knowledge that never somebody else would think of. And that's why I'm like so genuinely interested in having communication, conversations with people, and I really try to listen, and I'm really curious, because everyone has their take on things, and every personal perspective is allowing me to develop a wider range of views, and a broader range of interpretations, and by taking all these different pieces of information, I can then form a more complete picture of either a situation or a feeling or whatever it is, right? Like everybody can give you valuable input about basically anything. Like even if they're not very well educated on a specific topic, they might think of something that is so creative because they're not completely consumed by the topic. Like for instance, a very well-trained scientist might know a lot about a specific topic because they are always focusing on it and they know everything about it. But then another person who knows nothing about this topic, they might come up with like a random idea or something that's not necessarily related to it or whatever, and they make a comment or whatever, and then the scientist, because of all the knowledge he already built on this topic, he can use this creative spark, this blind spot in his knowledge that somebody else provided him with, or her, and then create something even better out of that. And that is kind of how I feel about life in general. Like I'm not saying that I'm this all-knowing scientist that knows everything about life. That's not at all what I'm saying. What I am saying is that I have spent a lot of time just trying to figure out so many things about myself and others, and by communicating with other human beings this broadens my knowledge, this broadens my perspective. And I think you as a person who's watching this can also really benefit from that. And there is so many different ways, right? For me personally, I like to also watch YouTube videos of people just talking about something, about how they're experiencing stuff, what they're feeling, what their opinions are, or their experiences. And this then allows me to relate or to maybe change my approach a little bit. And I hope by sharing my insights with you guys that you can take something out of what I'm saying. So that is kind of the thing that I felt like sharing in this video. So I hope this helps, and I hope this all makes sense. And I'm still learning this whole documenting and talking to the camera and sharing my views and ideas and struggles with you guys. But I'm sure I will get better at it, and by continuing this journey, eventually I hope I will be able to reach a lot of people and influence their lives positively, because that is okay. Something else, like, how do I start? So basically, I realized that I've struggled a lot with all kinds of mental issues, if you will, depression and eating disorders and all kinds of stuff. And I was forced to kind of look for answers, look for solutions, look for ways to deal with all the difficulties that I actually was kind of causing myself. But still, it's also important to go through a certain process in order to realize that. So anyways, because I spent so much time and energy on learning to deal with all these difficult mental states, I also know what it feels like to be suffering like that. And I really want to relieve some of that suffering, because I felt like other people were able to partially relieve my suffering also with their knowledge, with their sharing, with their experiences. And I want to do the same thing. Like, it's always been inside myself to kind of want to show understanding towards people. I want you to feel understood. I want you to feel heard. I want you to feel supported. I want you to feel like there's someone out there who is going through something similar, and you can find comfort in that, and you can see them evolving, and then you evolve alongside them. And that's ultimately what I want. I want to make you feel heard. I want to provide you with tools and perspectives and experiences that will help you on your journey. And that is what this is all about for me. So by just sharing and by showing what I'm going through, I hope to make you feel understood, to make you feel like there is at least someone else out there who is experiencing similar feelings like yourself. And that in itself can be very healing. So it's okay when you suffer. It's okay when you're feeling down, when you're feeling depressed, when you're feeling shitty, when you're feeling like nothing's working out. It's okay. It is really, really okay to feel like that. And you will eventually be able to get out of there. And I know it sounds maybe a little bit, how would I say, it's difficult to believe it when I say it. However, and especially if you're in it, like if you're really in it, it's so difficult to believe that there is something else. Like, it's so hard to think that, how am I supposed to feel happy, or how am I supposed to feel excited or whatever when I'm in this negative space? And it's like a tunnel vision, you know, like it's so hard to get out of that negative cycle. However, you will be able to get out there. Like, I promise you will be able. And sometimes it has to take a lot of time, and you will have to hit rock bottom to become like so tired of it that you will eventually really start revolting against this negative feeling. That's what happened to me a few times. Like, I was so sick of myself being sick that I decided this no more. And then you know, you transform, you really transform. And right now I still have my dark times and my better times, and now I realize that whenever you feel in a dark place, you know you will be able to get out there. You really can, by training your awareness, by focusing your attention on things that empower you, not necessarily the positive things, because all this positive thinking, I don't necessarily believe it is a sustainable strategy. I feel it's a little bit like fake even somehow, to like reframe everything positively, this and that. Like, I believe way more in something that empowers you. It doesn't necessarily have to make you feel all happy and joyful and bibbly bobbly. That's not what I think is necessary. Like, it can help, really. You can benefit from reframing something positively and being silly about it, or humorous, or making a joke. It can definitely help, and I think it's a fantastic way to lighten up the mood and to not always be so serious and this and that. Like, you should, like, I try to not say should, but you might want to reduce the seriousness in your life and exchange it for a little bit more playfulness. Like, maybe, like, you know, dance a little bit, move around, do something silly, because it will, like, me doing this already puts a little smile on my face, and I was a little bit self-conscious about it because it looks a little bit silly, but it makes you, if you move your body that way and you smile, and it will affect your whole system. And by implementing this from now time to time, and like doing these things spontaneously, even if you don't feel like doing it, it will really change the way you feel and the way you think. However, let me bring myself back to my initial point, like, not really the positive thinking, but more like the empowering thinking. So is this mind state, or are these thoughts empowering me? Or like, does thinking so negatively cause me to feel empowered? And probably the answer is no. If I'm really honest with myself, most of the time the answer is no. So then, like I talked about in my previous video, you can take your phone and pull out your list with all the things that make you feel good, and then you can choose to do something from that list, and that will make you feel empowered. You will feel like you are in charge. You can decide to do something that makes you feel better, and you can deliberately do that, and that is a very empowering thing. Like, you can also decide to do a silly dance and laugh about it. That's also something you can decide to do, even if it feels a little forced or a little bit awkward. You still made the conscious decision to do it, and then go do it, and that's an empowering thing. And it's not necessarily reframing everything in a positive way, but it's causing yourself to gain self-trust, to start getting a sense of agency, you know, because sometimes you feel so overwhelmed by all these negative feelings that your sense of agency starts to disappear. But you have to realize that the agency will always be there. You just have to become aware and be very conscious about it. And again, I can't stress this enough. That's why I think meditation is so key, because you can then raise your awareness and start to really find these moments where you feel like you've lost agency, where you've lost control, and then you can become aware of those moments and take back the control and do something that makes you feel better. Do something that makes you smile. Call a friend, write something down, draw something, take a shower. This is on my list, taking a shower. It makes me feel better. Whatever it is for you, when you feel like you're stuck, pull out your list, read something, and go do it. And I assure you, if you do this over and over and over, if you consistently do this and you create a habit out of this, I promise you it will get better. It really will get better. And again, I feel for you if you're in a bad mental space right now, if you're suffering, if you feel like everything's negative. I feel you. I really do feel you. And it's okay. It's really okay to feel like that. Try to find things that empower you, small steps at a time, one step at a time, every single day. And a year from now, you will thank yourself for taking these small little steps. And then you will look back to this time where you felt so bad, and you will be grateful for the opportunity that was created to actually improve yourself consistently on a daily basis. And that is kind of the note I want to end this video with. Again, if any of you out there wants to connect with me, send me an email, send me a text message, whatever it is. I'd love to help when you're struggling. I'd love to listen. I'd love to show some compassion and understanding, and maybe even offer some advice if you want that from me. So yeah, I hope all you guys are feeling empowered, that you are hopeful that the future will turn brighter, and I wish you a fantastic week, and I hope to talk to you soon. Bye.